Hello crafty friends and welcome to my channel. I'm Adrienne Bosey of Alice Scraps Wonderland. Today I'll be showing you how I created my latest guest design for Reneabouquets using these gorgeous glass microbeads, glitter glass, butterflies, chipboard, and lace, as well as a fun watercolor resist technique on my canvas. I have all of the supplies that I used that are still available listed in the description box below. Let's get into the tutorial. I start by adding texture to my canvas using the Secret Letters stencil from Finnabair. I apply modeling paste through the stencil onto the top and bottom of this 9 by 12 inch oval canvas. I don't worry about putting paste in the middle as the lace will be placed here and will add plenty of texture. Next, I work on adding embossing powder to the Reneabouquets Simply Beautiful frame. I start by applying Ranger's super fine white embossing powder, as this will create a bright white base for the next semi-translucent embossing powder. For this first layer of white embossing powder, I work on half the frame at a time. Then I add more embossing ink all over the frame and apply the Lindy's Magic Moon Pearls embossing powder. This just adds a pearlescent sheen. Once the modeling paste is dry, I begin work on the watercolor resist technique. The modeling paste I added will resist the watercolor paint, but to help the watercolors flow, I first spritz the entire canvas with water. I've already prepped my watercolors off camera by adding water to them and letting them sit for a few minutes. This helps soften the pigments, giving you more pigment to play with. I use a 14 round watercolor brush to first pick up the purple in the Pastel Dreams watercolor set from Art Philosophy. I pat the watercolor onto the canvas where I want it. Then I rinse my brush in a cup of water and pick up the aqua pigment and pat it onto the white spaces I left when I finished with the purple. At the end of adding the aqua, I push the color into the still wet purple to mix the two colors together where they meet. I've pre-poured some resin casts, including the Antler from the redesigned Loggers Lodge 2 mold and some small florals from the Herbology mold. Using the same technique, I color the resin molds, wetting them with a mist of water, adding watercolor pigment, and mixing the two colors at the end. You'll notice that the watercolor pigment will start to pool in the crevices of the molds and soak into the canvas as they dry. You can use a heat tool to dry your elements, but if you want a more vibrant and true to color pigment, you should let these air dry. Once the canvas is dry, I trim some of the Reneabouquets white garden lattice lace to fit across the center of the canvas. While the glue gun heats up, I add a bit of dry brush gesso to the highlights of the molds. After picking up some of the gesso on my brush, I like to dab the brush onto a piece of plastic to help remove some of the medium. This keeps you from adding too much gesso to your molds, helping you only add it to the highlights. Once the glue gun is heated up and the molds and chipboard are all prepped, I start by gluing the lace to the canvas with hot glue and heavy body gel. Heavy body gel will provide more grip and last longer, while the hot glue tacks the lace into place immediately so I can move on to more layers. I use some of the Prima Marketing In Full Bloom Garden Whispers daisy flowers to pop the Antler mold up slightly from the canvas. I like to use hot glue for these applications to make sure that everything is nice and sturdy. I always like to dry fit my other flowers, especially those that are involved in my signature floating frame technique. As I'm dry fitting flowers, I rip the green backs off of them to create a more cohesive project. As you can see, this dry fitting helps me figure out if my stacks of flowers are level for the chipboard frame. I find that on the upper cluster, I need to add a little bit of foam adhesive to pop the floral cluster up just a bit. Once I'm happy with the clusters of flowers that are holding up the chipboard frame, I begin hot gluing them into place. From here on out, I do a little bit of dry fitting on a portion of the canvas, then glue items down using either hot glue or heavy body gel. I'll let this play out just a little bit so that you can watch my process. Once the lower level flowers are down, I glue the chipboard frame in place using hot glue. Now this is a delicate frame and it's not being held up by much, so I don't want to add too much on top of it, and what I do add are very light elements. That includes some of these delicate molds and only a handful of flowers. Now that all of the flowers, molds, and chipboard are in place, I want to add a shabby chic touch to the flowers by dry brushing the petals and yellow centers with gesso. This just adds a little extra something to your flowers. Next is my favorite part, adding the Reneabouquets butterflies. In my Gust Design box, I received the Tiny Treasures Watercolor Spun Lavender Butterflies, but I also have some of the larger ones left over from another project. These are some of my favorite butterflies. The antenna color is different, but that's okay. I'm only using one of the larger butterflies and he can be special. I also add some of the Tiny Treasures Sweet Pea White Butterflies and these little spun sugar butterfly kisses. Before adding the butterflies to the project, I gently bend the wings for more dimension. Now it's time for my other favorite part, the bling. This is my first time using the Reneabouquets glass microbeads. I don't want to contaminate my jar with adhesive, so I sprinkle some of the microbeads out onto a piece of plastic packaging. Then I pick up some soft matte gel with a small brush and dip it into the beads on the plastic. I then apply these microbeads and gel to the flowers and molds on my canvas. I have the Mermaid Tails beautiful beads, so I decided to nestle a few of these into the flowers. I place a small dot of Sizzix Express glue where I want a pearl, then I push the pearl into the glue. And I feel like no Reneabouquets project is complete without some glitter glass. Today, I'm using the scrapbook.com clear craft glue, applying it to the edges of the flowers. I work in small sections applying glue, then sprinkling on the Reneabouquets diamond shard glitter glass. While the clear craft glue and soft matte gel were still wet, I decided to add in some of the Sizzix lavender dust beads for more texture. I added this sparingly. Okay, I couldn't help myself. I added some more bling by gluing on some of the lavender pink fresh gems. And that's it for this watercolor mixed media canvas featuring some gorgeous Reneabouquets goodies. Don't forget to like this video and to subscribe to my channel for more content like this. Until next time, happy crafting!